My beloved child, pause for a moment and let me speak directly to the depths of your soul. For I wish to remind you of how precious you are and how deeply my love surrounds you at every turn. Never doubt that I have seen your struggles and felt your silent pleas in the stillness of your nights, for I never slumber nor turn my gaze away from you. I am here to shield you with my steadfast protection, to guide your steps when the path seems uncertain, and to offer you a fountain of hope that replenishes your spirit. Allow my words to comfort you, for in these moments of quiet reflection, I desire to pour my peace into your life, assuring you that you are never alone in your journey. Believe in my enduring presence and let your heart take courage, for our walk together will illuminate every dark corner you fear, and my grace will never fail you. End each day with confidence, knowing your future is held securely in my loving hands. I have held you in the palm of my hand since the very beginning, and not a single breath of yours has escaped my notice, for I treasure every sigh, every longing, and every dream you carry within. No matter how formidable the road ahead may appear, remember that my might is immeasurably greater than any obstacle you face, and my compassion encompasses every sorrow that attempts to overshadow your joy. I stand by you, offering comfort that transcends human comprehension, and I promise to uphold you with a love that is unwavering and infinite, so you might walk confidently in my light. When worries threaten to eclipse your peace, recall that I am the one who calms the raging seas, and know that I will also calm the storms in your heart, leading you to a refuge of serenity. Hold on to my words, my dear one, for they are certain and unchanging, and they will ever point you toward a future brimming with blessings and possibility. You are more cherished to me than the stars that glimmer in the sky, for while they speak silently of my grandeur, you speak to my heart with your prayers, your praises, and the quiet devotion that you offer in your private moments. I see your devotion and rejoice in it, knowing that even the smallest gesture of faith you extend is precious, a sparkling gem in my sight. Though the world may attempt to diminish your worth or cast doubts on your purpose, I am here to remind you of the destiny I have designed for you, one that overflows with meaning, joy, and a harvest of abundant fruitfulness. Lift your eyes to me whenever the shadows of discouragement creep near, and watch as I shine my radiant light upon the path of your life, illuminating every step you must take and reminding you that I will never leave you to walk alone. Let your heart leap with expectation, for the future I have set before you is not one of despair, but one of hope, progress, and magnificent transformation. In the quiet chambers of your heart, I have placed seeds of faith that have the power to move mountains, and these seeds grow whenever you align yourself with my words and rest in my promises. Do not fear the enormity of the challenges around you, for with one touch of my hand, the fiercest storms must relent. Instead, come closer to me, speak your deepest longings openly, and allow me to remove every layer of shame or doubt that hinders your prayer. I am the one who listens without judgment, who offers forgiveness without hesitation, and who extends mercy every morning like a fresh sunrise that warms your face. Therefore, be at ease in my presence, for I am entirely familiar with your weaknesses and stand ready to lend you my strength, so that where you feel frail, you will discover resilience, and where you are perplexed, you will find clarity. These words are not simply for your ears, but for your spirit, encouraging you to stand and walk forward with boldness, knowing my protection covers you like a strong shield. I want you to remember that your life is not a random occurrence. Rather, it is a tapestry I have woven with intention, care, and immeasurable love. Before the foundations of the world were set into place, I envisioned you with all your gifts, passions, and even your struggles, knowing that each aspect of your being would shape a meaningful story that resonates through eternity. I understand that there are days when you feel overlooked or question whether you truly matter in the grand narrative of creation. But let me assure you, you occupy a sacred space in my heart and hold a significance beyond measure in the realm of my kingdom. Every time you turn your face toward me in prayer, I respond with boundless affection, celebrating the trust you place in my hands. Do not be disheartened by the trials that test your faith, for these are moments of refinement, forging you into a vessel of endurance and character, capable of reflecting my glory in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Rest in the knowledge that I am perpetually by your side, wrapping you in my arms of compassion, guiding each of your steps forward, and clearing a path for you amidst every obstacle. End each day knowing that a brighter horizon stretches before you, filled with my loving guidance. When you are tempted to think that your weaknesses define you, I encourage you to look deeper and see what I see, a soul woven with threads of potential and a heart that can hold immeasurable grace. Even your stumbles do not surprise me, for I have always known the limitations of human frailty, and my plan takes into account every detour you might take. Do not dwell in shame or allow guilt to imprison your spirit, because my forgiveness is sufficient to wash away every stain and restore you to the fullness of my love. Each time you lift your face in genuine repentance, I rush to erase your shortcomings with the gentle touch of my mercy, reminding you that nothing can sever the bond between us. Indeed, I rejoice in every moment you rediscover the truth that you are cherished, capable, and meant to share the light I have placed within you. Take heart in this promise, beloved one, and embrace a future where your faults are not anchors but stepping stones, drawing you closer to the strength of my presence. Remember always that I will never leave you to carry the weight of your burdens alone. I see you in your midnight hours of worry, your moments of secret weeping when the world seems too heavy for your shoulders to bear. Understand that I, too, walked among you and felt the weight of sorrow and human fragility, for in my eternal wisdom, I chose to experience the very struggles you endure. Therefore, I do not look upon you with distant aloofness. Rather, I gaze upon you with empathy that knows the texture of tears and the taste of anguish. I yearn to speak comfort into your lonely nights, to whisper hope when despair's voice grows loud, and to cradle your anxieties in my open palms until they dissolve like mist under the warmth of morning light. Trust in my capacity to bring good from the darkest situations, for I am the one who brings resurrection after the tomb, painting sunrises after the bleakest nights. Let me remind you, you are never alone, for I am a constant companion, a loving shepherd who walks beside you through every valley, eager to celebrate with you upon every mountaintop. Take courage and trust in my promise of unwavering companionship. Come to me in prayer, not as a formal duty or mere religious exercise, but as an intimate conversation between a child and a father who loves without condition. There is no problem too trivial or wound too deep that I am unwilling to attend to, and I long for you to pour out your soul in honesty, holding nothing back. Even the fleeting worries that pass through your mind in a rush, I want you to share them with me, so you might see how I can turn every concern into an opportunity for you to witness my faithfulness. If you do not know how to pray, simply speak my name and let your heart do the rest, for my spirit will guide you into a communion that transforms your fears into peace, your doubts into conviction, and your weariness into renewed strength. I invite you day by day to keep returning to this place of dialogue, where we exchange love and hope, for therein lies the wellspring of life that will refresh your entire being. By trusting in me wholeheartedly, you open the way for miracles to bloom in your everyday experience. So let faith rise within you and know that all is possible with me. Let this realization spur you on to even greater trust and perseverance. I know the troubles that weigh upon your heart at this very moment, those concerns for your family, your health, your finances, and your future that seem to loom over you with daunting shadows. Nothing escapes my gaze, and I do not dismiss even the smallest burden that troubles your thoughts, for I care for you with an everlasting tenderness. When life's trials roar like thunder and threaten to shake your foundation, remember that I am the rock upon which you stand, unmovable and eternally secure. Let these words sink into your spirit. Though you may wander into valleys of darkness, you remain anchored in my everlasting arms, protected and sheltered, because my covenant with you is unbreakable. You might sometimes wonder if I grow weary of your requests, or if I tire of hearing your anxieties voiced repeatedly. But I assure you, my beloved, that my patience is boundless, and my eagerness to help far surpasses your uncertainties. Therefore, be not hesitant in lifting your voice to me, for when you speak, I listen with the full attention of one who adores you and desires to strengthen you. Keep pressing forward, trusting that I will never turn away from your cry for help. Do not let the voices of doubt or fear convince you that your circumstances are too insignificant or too dire for me to intervene. Have I not commanded you to cast all your cares upon me, since my capacity to shoulder them is infinite? There is no canyon of heartbreak too wide for my compassion to cross, no mountain of debt too high for my providence to scale, and no labyrinth of confusion too intricate for my wisdom to unravel. I delight in responding to your trust, to your brave decision to lay every detail of your life before my feet, knowing that I hold the solutions and the breakthroughs you seek. Even if it seems like all doors have closed and no ray of light penetrates your situation, trust in the promise that I can open pathways in the wilderness, sending streams into the desert of your despair. Cling to this reality. I am the one who calls forth life from barren ground, who speaks possibility where human reason sees none, and who delights in transforming impossibility into a stage for my miracles. Rest in this conviction, for I am forever your unfailing refuge. When discouragement attempts to settle into your mind, whispering that perhaps you are unworthy of my attention, or that your missteps disqualify you from receiving my help, remember the stories of grace I have woven throughout history. Recall how I walked with the broken, embraced the outcast, and lifted up the sinner, restoring them to wholeness. Those who felt disqualified by their past found acceptance in my presence, and their shame was replaced by dignity, their hopelessness exchanged for renewed purpose. Do not let self-doubt rob you of the blessings I am prepared to pour out upon you, for the price of your redemption has been paid in full, and no voice of condemnation can override the power of my forgiveness. In my eyes you remain precious, able to rise from the ashes of defeat and shine forth with testimony of my faithfulness that will encourage others who walk along similar roads. Let your heart find rest in my acceptance, and dare to imagine the fullness of life I have planned for you, a life defined not by your shortcomings, but by my unending love. Press onward, confident that each step you take is guided by my steadfast hand. I urge you to step forward in faith, not only for your own benefit, but to be a beacon to those around you who are lost in the shadows of despair. Your story, including the challenges and failures you have faced, holds the potential to reflect my glory in a way that mere words alone cannot convey. Through your weakness, my strength is magnified, enabling others to see that hope is not a distant concept, but a living promise I extend to everyone who calls upon my name. Do not belittle your journey, for each tear you have shed and each triumph you have celebrated has been woven into the great tapestry of redemption. Be confident that nothing you endure is wasted in my plan. I use every thread, bright or dark, to craft a masterpiece that points to the depth of my grace. As you walk boldly in the knowledge that I am your steadfast helper, your abiding companion, and your unwavering protector, Your life becomes a testimony of what it means to be held and guided by the one who never fails. Press through the trials with the conviction that I stand close, ready to strengthen your every step. In all these things, remember also that I observe your choices, your intentions, and the very secrets of your heart. I weigh your actions with the fairness of one who is both loving and just. The path you take matters to me, for I have placed upon you a calling to live in a way that honors the truth you have received. Yet do not tremble in fear at the idea of accountability, for my judgment is not rooted in condemnation, but in the desire to guide you into greater righteousness and freedom. I am the one who sees your genuine efforts to do what is right and your earnest desire to draw closer to me. Understand that when I correct or redirect you, it is an act of grace, a gentle hand guiding you away from harm and back onto the path that leads to life. Therefore, let your heart remain open to my instruction, for I will always show you the way in which you should walk, strengthening you to fulfill every good work I have designed for you to accomplish. Let each decision become a reflection of my character, paving the way for a future filled with peace. If you find yourself wrestling with guilt or regret, clutching onto memories of past mistakes like burdens you cannot drop, know that I yearn to set you free from those chains. My forgiveness is ever present, extending beyond the limits of human logic, and it liberates you from the weight of condemnation. When I remove your transgressions, I do so with a completeness that the world cannot replicate, casting them away and refusing to define you by them any longer. My heart aches when I see you bound by shame, for I have already paid the highest price to release you into the joy of my redemption. Take courage, dear one, and do not allow the darkness of yesterday to overshadow the bright dawn I have prepared for you. In my kingdom, every new day is an opportunity for renewal, growth, and a deeper understanding of how wide and long and high and deep my love truly is. May you rest in the knowledge that I have cast your failures into a sea of forgetfulness. I am not a distant ruler who merely observes from a high throne. Rather, I am the loving father who runs toward the prodigal child, arms wide open, ready to embrace and celebrate the return of one who was lost. You may think your wandering has taken you too far, or that your heart has grown too hardened for me to penetrate. But I assure you, there is no distance my grace cannot cover, no heart too calloused for my love to soften. I offer you restoration without condition, and I delight in seeing you transform, step by step, into the image of grace and purpose I originally designed you to be. Do not fear surrender, for in yielding your brokenness into my hands, you will find a completeness that cannot be found elsewhere. Whenever you feel weary of carrying life's burdens alone, remember that my yoke is easy and my burden is light, inviting you to rest in my strength and let go of the illusions of control that keep you anxious. Day by day, trust that I am making you whole and radiant in my sight. Let me be the guardian of your thoughts, the anchor that stabilizes your soul when negative emotions threaten to overwhelm you. Fill your mind with my promises, for in doing so, you fortify your spirit against the lies that would steal your hope. I have inscribed in my word declarations of victory, joy, and steadfast love, all of which stand firm through every season of your life. When despair knocks at the door of your heart, answer it with the truth that you belong to me, that you are chosen, redeemed, and destined for a divine inheritance. The enemy of your soul seeks to convince you otherwise, to isolate you behind walls of self-doubt and fear, but I call you into the freedom of knowing that you are profoundly and eternally loved. Repeat this truth to yourself until it becomes second nature. I will never forsake you, and I will never withhold my love from you, even in your lowest moments. Remember always that my arms remain open, no matter how far you believe you have strayed. Sometimes you might feel that your prayers disappear into a void, especially when the answers do not materialize as quickly as you hoped. Remember, I am not constrained by your concept of time, nor am I ever late. My answers often unfold in ways that surprise you, testing your patience and refining your faith, yet always providing exactly what you need at the perfect moment. Trusting my timing requires humility and perseverance, a willingness to let go of rigid expectations and allow me to orchestrate events according to my infinite wisdom. Know that as you wait, I am working behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, touching hearts, and preparing you to receive far greater blessings than those you initially asked for. Therefore, do not lose heart in the delay, but keep your spiritual eyes open, for I am constantly sending you signs of my nearness and glimpses of the good that is yet to come. Keep your hope alive, for I will bring forth my answers in ways that will amaze you. This process of growing in faith may feel like a journey that tests every fiber of your being, but I assure you it is worth every trial and every tear. Your faith, once purified by the fires of difficulty, shines brighter than gold and will serve as a beacon of hope for those around you. Remember the biblical accounts of those who walked by faith before you. Abraham, who believed my promises against all odds. Moses, who overcame his own insecurities to lead a nation. And countless others whose stories demonstrate my power to accomplish the impossible through human vessels. Each of them faced moments of doubt, of heartache, yet they clung to the certainty that I am who I claim to be, forever faithful, forever compassionate, forever able. Look to their testimonies for assurance that I do not fail those who put their trust in me. And as you continue to place your hand in mine, remain confident that I will never direct you into a path I have not already prepared, nor call you to an assignment I will not empower you to complete. Live each day believing in my unwavering fidelity. Beloved, I speak to you now of hope, because hope is a flame that no storm can extinguish when it is ignited by my truth. Even in the bleakest of midnights, a single spark of hope can guide you toward the dawn, reminding you that darkness is temporary and that my light shall prevail. Hope fuels perseverance, granting you the resilience to continue believing, praying, and acting in faith, even when circumstances whisper that all is lost. Know that this hope does not arise from hollow optimism or naive wishes. It is anchored in the reality of who I am, a promise keeper, a miracle worker, and a God whose love knows no bounds. Cling to this hope with every ounce of strength, and you will witness how it transforms your vision, empowering you to see beyond the limitations of today into the vast possibilities of tomorrow. I, the author and finisher of your faith, see not only what you are going through in this moment, but also the glorious conclusion I have penned for your life. My perspective transcends the immediate trials and captures the eternal narrative of redemption that is unfolding. Each time you feel cornered or defeated, remind yourself that my viewpoint is higher and my plans for you are inherently good. Though setbacks and failures may appear to derail your journey, nothing can nullify the destiny I have set aside for you. In the same way that a seed must break open in the ground before it sprouts, you too may need to pass through seasons of breaking, of transformation, before the fullness of your purpose becomes evident. Take comfort in this. I do not delight in your suffering, but I orchestrate all events to work together for your ultimate good, shaping you into the masterpiece I envisioned from the start. Embrace each day, knowing that I am crafting something beautiful out of every challenge. At times, you may feel a stirring in your heart to step out of your comfort zone, to pray more boldly, to serve more fervently, or to love more sacrificially. Those gentle yet persistent nudges are my spirit inviting you into deeper fellowship and a fuller expression of the gifts I have placed within you. Do not quell that inner prompting out of fear of rejection or failure. Instead, remember that I supply the courage and the resources for everything I call you to do. You were never designed to carry out these tasks by your own strength. My power is made perfect in your weakness, allowing you to fulfill my will in ways that magnify my glory rather than your own. Rise up and walk on the water of faith, trusting that my hand will support you when the waves grow high. Even if you falter, I will be there to catch you and draw you closer, teaching you profound lessons in trust along the way. Let every leap of faith become an offering of love and obedience to me. In your relationships, I invite you to be an agent of my peace, sowing seeds of kindness and forgiveness wherever you go. This world is too often marred by bitterness and resentment, by the tendency to exact vengeance rather than extend grace. Yet I have called you to be different, a beacon that radiates compassion and patience, even toward those who have wounded you. When you release forgiveness from the depths of your heart, you not only liberate yourself from the chains of bitterness, but also create fertile ground where love and reconciliation can flourish. Understand that I, too, forgive you daily, erasing each misstep in the vast ocean of my mercy. As you receive my grace, let it overflow to others, healing rifts, mending hearts, and reflecting the character of the one who died that you might live eternally in communion with me. In this way, you become a testament of redemptive love to a world yearning for genuine compassion. All these principles I share are not meant to burden you with impossible standards. Rather, they are the keys to abundant living, the blueprint for a life that resonates with my divine heartbeat. It is my will that you flourish in every dimension of your existence, spirit, soul, and body. While trials are inevitable in a fallen world, you do not have to be defined by adversity. Instead, you can become a living testimony of my power to redeem every circumstance, transforming your challenges into stepping stones toward victory. Do not be overwhelmed by the enormity of this call. Step by step, moment by moment, I will guide you, steady you, and provide for you. Remember my promise, I am with you always, a faithful companion in every sorrow, every joy, and every triumph that marks your journey. And I will sustain you with love that never runs dry. Keep advancing forward, ever mindful that you walk under my protective hand. My dear one, in all these things, I invite you to remember the power of gratitude, for a thankful heart positions you to receive even greater blessings. When you pause to acknowledge the gifts you have, life, breath, loved ones, the beauty of creation, you align your spirit with the truth that I am your provider and sustainer. Though not every day will bring monumental breakthroughs, every day carries subtle wonders, reflections of my goodness that quietly decorate your path. A simple sunrise, a reassuring word from a friend, a moment of laughter in the midst of tension. These are markers of my love, signposts reminding you that you are watched over and adored. Cultivating an attitude of thankfulness will shift your gaze from what you lack to what you have, igniting a humble awareness of my continual involvement in your life. Let each breath carry gratitude, drawing you deeper into my presence. Do not misunderstand me. Gratitude does not negate your struggles, nor does it trivialize the pain you sometimes bear. Rather, it is a lens through which you can perceive that no darkness is absolute, no valley is devoid of my presence. Even in grief, there can be glimpses of my comfort. Even in scarcity, there can be revelations of my provision. By choosing to give thanks in all circumstances, you tap into a strength that surpasses human reasoning, a faith that declares I am good regardless of outward appearances. This faith becomes the anchor that keeps you steadfast, preventing you from drifting into despair when storms rage. Let your soul give thanks even before the breakthrough arrives, for such an expression of trust is precious in my sight, and it stirs my heart to act on your behalf in ways you have yet to imagine. Keep thankfulness as the steady undercurrent of your journey, and watch my blessings unfold. I have heard your questions about the future. those internal dialogues where you wonder what lies ahead, whether your dreams will be realized or if your plans will align with my will. Know that I am not a silent spectator. I am the God who goes before you, preparing opportunities, opening the right doors, and closing the ones that would lead you astray. When you lay your plans before me in prayer, you invite me to shape them, refine them, and mold them into something infinitely more fruitful than you can concoct on your own. Do not cling too tightly to your personal agenda, for often my ways surpass your understanding, and the path I lead you down might appear winding, yet will ultimately bring you to the place I have ordained for your blessing. Trust me through the uncertainty and take each step with courage, knowing that I will illuminate the way at the precise moment you need guidance. Continue forward, secure in the knowledge that I am orchestrating each season of your life with divine precision. You may sometimes worry that your faith is too weak or that your prayers lack eloquence, but let me assure you that sincerity of heart outweighs perfected speech. Even a small, trembling cry for help resonates through heaven, for I perceive the genuine longing behind each word. I am not impressed by empty ritual or grand displays. I desire a contrite heart that approaches me in earnest. Your faith, even if it feels as fragile as a mustard seed, holds immeasurable potential when placed in my hands. Watch how I can multiply that small seed into abundant fruit, causing miracles to bloom in places where hopelessness once flourished. Release yourself from the pressure of performance and simply abide in me, trusting that I am fully aware of every nuance of your thoughts, every fear, and every aspiration. In my presence, you need not strive. Instead, you can rest in the confidence that I love you deeply and unconditionally. Receive this assurance and walk with calm expectation of my grace. Think of your life as a journey of becoming, a continual transformation that reflects my glory more with each passing day. You are not static. Your spirit expands, your character matures, and your capacity to love increases as you walk closely with me. The fruit of my spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, will take root in your life, infusing your relationships and your endeavors with divine grace. Do not become discouraged when you face setbacks or revert to old habits. Growth is rarely a straight line. However, as you immerse yourself in my word, seek my face in prayer, and fellowship with those who also yearn for my presence, you will find that transformation is inevitable. I, who have begun a good work in you, will see it through to completion, molding you into a reflection of my heart that radiates compassion, truth, and unwavering hope to a world so desperately in need of it. Press onward, trusting that I will shape each chapter of your story into a radiant testimony. Know that no matter what you face, I am your ever-present help, a fortress where you can take refuge when the weight of uncertainty presses down. My power is manifested not only in grand miracles, but also in the quiet assurance of my nearness, that still, small voice that whispers to your heart, reminding you that you are cherished beyond measure. Every promise I have spoken over you remains steadfast, anchored in the certainty of my eternal nature. Though people may fail and circumstances fluctuate, my faithfulness stands unyielding, a pillar that cannot be toppled by the tides of time or the tumult of human error. Therefore, rest confidently in the knowledge that I cannot abandon my own. You are engraved on the palms of my hands, and I have committed myself to your good. Let each day's trials refine your faith, knowing I stand beside you as a sure foundation. Still, as you walk this path, do not forget that your steps matter, that the choices you make each day either draw you closer to my light or dim the connection you share with me. I urge you, therefore, to live intentionally, to align your priorities with the kingdom values of mercy, justice, and love. These are not burdensome constraints, but keys that unlock the abundance of life I desire for you. Seek me in the decisions you face, both large and small, and allow my wisdom to guide you so that your journey reflects my heart. When you stumble, be quick to rise, calling on my strength, for I delight in standing you back on your feet, dusting you off and cheering you on. Like a loving parent, I do not delight in your failure, but I rejoice in every attempt you make to honor me, knowing that through your imperfections I can still weave a tapestry of grace. As you continue, remain focused on the ultimate prize of my presence, letting my spirit shape each thought and action. Take courage, then, in your struggles and your doubts, for they are not signs of defeat, but catalysts for growth. I am molding you, refining the rough edges, and shaping you into a vessel that can pour out my compassion, my truth, and my unwavering love onto those around you. You may not see the full picture yet, but every lesson you learn in the valley becomes a skill you can wield on the mountaintop. Remember how David, though small in stature, conquered giants through my power, and how Esther, despite her fears, became a queen who saved her people by yielding to my call. Their stories are not anomalies. They illustrate the kind of transformation I can enact in anyone who submits to my purpose. You too carry that potential, a spark of divine possibility waiting to be fanned into a vibrant flame of faith. Therefore, do not shy away from challenges. Face them with the assurance that I work all things for your good. Therefore, place your trust in me, not just in the abstract sense, but in the practical details of your existence, your finances, your health, your relationships, and your future aspirations. Invite me into every corner of your life, even those places you feel are too messy or too mundane for a holy God. I am not deterred by your chaos. I step into it willingly, bringing order, peace, and clarity. The more you surrender, the more room I have to operate freely, orchestrating blessings that exceed the limitations of your imagination. Picture yourself as a branch connected to the life-giving vine. Apart from me, you can do nothing, but abiding in me, you will bear fruit that will last. Let go of any tendency to rely solely on your own intellect or ability, for I am the one who multiplies the work of your hands, who breathes supernatural grace into natural endeavors, and who ensures that your labor is not in vain. Press forward in confidence, and rest in the knowledge that I am crafting a story of victory on your behalf. Finally, never underestimate the impact of your life lived in faith, for you plant seeds you might never see ripen in your own lifetime. The child who observes your kindness, the stranger touched by your smile, the broken heart mended by your prayer, each of these experiences can cascade into blessings for future generations. Like a sower who scatters seed on fertile ground, you release the possibility of renewal and transformation wherever you go. Do not be discouraged if the soil seems resistant at first, for I, the Lord of the harvest, water and nurture those seeds according to my perfect timing. Carry on in hope, trusting that your faithfulness is a fragrant offering rising up to my throne, a testimony of your love for me and your commitment to extending the same love to others. Let your life echo with the promise that I see your labor and will reward your faithfulness. As you continue to walk with me, I also encourage you to remember the power of community, for I never intended for you to journey alone. I designed my people to be interdependent, each one carrying unique gifts and perspectives that enrich the collective body. When you share your burdens and victories with others, you create bonds that reflect my own Trinitarian unity, a harmony of diverse individuals working together in love. Seek out those who earnestly strive to follow me, and let your hearts unite in prayer, worship, and mutual support. In that sacred fellowship, you will find renewed strength, for your faith is fortified when it stands alongside the faith of others, and your compassion deepens when you carry one another's sorrows. My Spirit moves powerfully where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, bringing revelations, healings, and breakthroughs that often manifest through collective devotion. Yet be cautious in your relationships as well, for not everyone who proclaims my name walks in truth or seeks my presence. I call you to be discerning, to test the spirits, and to align yourself with those whose fruit, actions, attitudes, and character testifies to my love. Remember, true love is patient and kind. It does not envy or boast, and it is not arrogant or rude. If you encounter those who perpetually sow discord or elevate themselves by tearing others down, ask for my guidance in how to proceed. In some cases, I may urge you to speak gently into their situation, to help them find restoration. In other circumstances, I may prompt you to step away to safeguard your own spiritual well-being. Regardless, respond in humility, with the awareness that you too are a work in progress, reliant on my grace every day. Keep your eyes upon me, and I will steer you with wisdom. I also remind you of the significance of serving others as an outflow of the love I have freely given you. Service is not merely an obligation, it is a privilege to represent my heart to those who are hurting, overlooked, or in need. When you offer your time, resources, or encouragement to someone else, you are extending my hands of compassion into the world. Even a small gesture, like a cup of water to the thirsty, a listening ear to the lonely, or a word of affirmation to the discouraged, becomes monumental when performed in my name. My kingdom often advances in these humble acts, rippling outward like a stone cast into a still pond, touching lives you cannot see. Do not dismiss the power of small deeds, for in my economy, even the tiniest seed can produce a bountiful harvest. Let your service flow freely, convinced that I rejoice in every loving action. In your daily pursuits, whether in work, study, or personal aspirations, remember that I care about the details that shape your days. Invite me into your schedule, your to-do lists, and your ambitions, for I delight in co-laboring with you. I bless diligence and integrity, and I reward those who steward their responsibilities with excellence and a pure heart. Though your tasks might seem mundane, performing them with a mindset of worship transforms routine into an offering of praise. You can sweep a floor or close a business deal unto me, reflecting my character in every interaction. When frustration arises, when tasks become tedious, pause and remember that I have placed you in this sphere for a reason, gifting you with opportunities to learn, to serve, and to shine my light in places where it might be desperately needed. Keep your heart humble, your motive pure, and trust that I am orchestrating every situation for my glory and your growth. Embrace each task as a sacred opportunity. Above all else, cling to me in a relationship that is genuine, personal, and deeply rooted in love. Legalism will drain your spirit, but true connection with me will fill you with vitality and purpose. I am not impressed by long religious checklists. I desire the devotion of your heart. Speak to me throughout the day, when you rise in the morning, when you lay your head to rest, and in the countless moments in between. Allow our bond to grow until every breath you take is a reminder that you are profoundly loved and fully accepted, not because of any achievement on your part, but because I first loved you. In that sacred truth, let your soul find rest, and from that wellspring of rest, may you pour forth genuine worship, unswerving obedience, and a life dedicated to reflecting my goodness in all you do. May each new sunrise be a precious reminder of the loving fellowship we share. My precious child, let these reflections settle into your spirit, for I aim not merely to inform your mind, but to stir the depths of your heart toward a richer awareness of my presence. Each day is a fresh canvas I lay before you, inviting you to participate in the unfolding of my plan. painting strokes of love, empathy, and faith on the tapestry of humanity. Even when you feel insignificant or believe your contribution is small, realize that in my hands, the tiniest act of kindness can be multiplied into a blessing that spans generations. Never underestimate the ripple effect of a life surrendered to my will. The reverberations of such a life can echo through eternity, drawing countless souls into the embrace of my love. Let me remind you that none of your efforts are wasted when rooted in my purpose. In due season, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Continue to seek me with sincere devotion, and I will answer you in surprising ways. Sometimes my answers come as sudden bursts of revelation, the kind that reshapes your perspective in an instant, filling you with awe at the nearness of my voice. At other times, my response unfolds gradually, much like a seed hidden in the soil that requires time, watering, and patience before it sprouts. Do not be discouraged when you cannot see immediate results. My timing is part of the process, and I use the seasons of waiting to deepen your dependency on me. Each moment of longing, each prayer whispered in the stillness, becomes a stepping stone toward a grand unveiling of my handiwork. Trust that I see the full picture, and rest in the knowledge that my ways, though often mysterious to human perception, always culminate in goodness and perfect peace. You might wonder how to nurture this faith day by day, especially when life's demands grow loud, competing with the quiet voice of my spirit. The answer lies in consistent fellowship with me, reading my word, praying without ceasing, and meditating on truths that challenge the narratives of fear and failure swirling around you. As you invest time in this sacred communion, your spiritual senses become sharpened, allowing you to detect my guidance even in the mundane ebb and flow of daily life. Like a sheep that recognizes the shepherd's call amid a crowd of voices, you will learn to distinguish my whisper from the clamor of the world. This discernment is essential for walking in wisdom, for not every open door is from me, and not every closed door is a denial of my blessing. Trust me enough to wait on clarity before taking a leap, for I have promised to direct your steps when you acknowledge me in all your ways. Let your faith be active, spurring you to action that aligns with love and compassion. Do not hide your light under a basket or stifle the gifts I have planted within you, out of fear that you will be misunderstood or criticized. Your unique talents, passions, and even your struggles can be harnessed for my glory and for the uplifting of those around you. I have placed resources in your hands, whether they be abilities, time, or material provisions, that you are uniquely positioned to use for noble purposes. Rather than comparing yourself to others or doubting the significance of your contribution, rejoice in the fact that each part of my body is indispensable and beloved. When you invest your gifts in ways that reflect my heart, you become a vessel of blessing, an ambassador of grace in a world that desperately needs hope. Remember that in your day-to-day journey, you will encounter setbacks, moments of frustration, and episodes where your faith feels stretched beyond its limits. In these times, let praise be your weapon, lifting your eyes above the fray and magnifying my sovereignty over your circumstances. I dwell in the praises of my people, and when you exalt me despite the chaos around you, you open the door for my power to manifest in unexpected ways. Paul and Silas sang hymns even while imprisoned, and their praise shook the foundations of their captivity, leading not only to their liberation, but also to a testament of my transformative power for all who witnessed it. You too can sing in your midnight hour, trusting that I am capable of turning your darkest season into a narrative of redemption and victory. Do not wait for your circumstances to change before offering me the praise I deserve. Praise me now and see how it shifts the atmosphere of your heart and ushers in my miraculous interventions. Hold tight to the reality of my unfailing love, for it is the bedrock upon which your faith can securely stand. People may come and go, applause may fade, and achievements may lose their luster over time, but my love endures forever. Let each breath you take be a testament to the sustaining power of that love, allowing it to guide your choices and shape your character. Show kindness to those who are unkind, speak truth where deception reigns, and stand firm in righteousness even if you stand alone. Such a life is a sweet fragrance before me, pleasing in its authenticity and unwavering in its commitment to reflect the heart of your Creator. Though trials may test your resolve, my love is your sure foundation, a refuge so steadfast that even the fiercest storms cannot undermine it. As you press on, keep in mind that I am not finished writing your story. Each chapter holds fresh revelations of my grace, new heights of spiritual maturity, and deeper discoveries of joy. Walk with expectancy, for I am the God of new beginnings, always willing to breathe life into barren places and restore hope where it has been lost. Invite me into every crevice of your soul, every plan, every conversation, and every endeavor, and watch how my presence transforms the ordinary into the sacred. If there are dreams burning within you, commit them to me, and let me shape their trajectory. Do not fear failure, for I can work mightily even through what appears to be a loss, turning it into a stepping stone that propels you forward. You are my beloved, and I have placed within you the seeds of eternal purpose. Rise each day and walk confidently into the destiny I have ordained, assured that my grace will illuminate each step and that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my immeasurable love. Beloved, my unfailing presence secures you forever. Rejoice, for I am eternally yours, and you are mine. I bless you now with the fullness of my presence, calling down favor upon your home, your family, and every facet of your life. May your relationships flourish with sincerity and empathy, reflecting the unity I have designed for my people. May your health be invigorated, your mind at peace, and your spirit shielded by the power of my grace. I speak increase over your endeavors, not solely in terms of material provision, but in the richness of wisdom, creativity, and the joy that springs from a heart in alignment with my will. Receive this blessing as a reminder that I am intimately involved in your days, a caring guide who delights in seeing you prosper and live abundantly. Let each sunrise reaffirm my dedication to walk with you through every chapter of life. Walk forward from this moment with renewed confidence, remembering that every promise I have given you is alive and active, waiting for the fertile ground of faith to bear fruit. Situations may arise that test your resolve. Challenges may appear insurmountable by human standards. Nevertheless, keep your eyes fixed upon me, for I thrive in impossibilities, turning the improbable into a showcase of my majesty. Whenever doubt whispers that you are alone, counter it with the truth that I have sworn never to leave nor forsake you. Let each new sunrise remind you that my mercies are fresh, my faithfulness unshaken, and my plan for you still in progress. Even if you stumble, know that I stand ready to uplift you, erase your shame, and set you back on the path toward destiny. Trust in my perfect leading and allow your heart to exult in my relentless grace. You have asked at times what lies beyond the horizon, wondering if the life you long for is truly attainable. I say to you, yes, I have a grand design for you, a tapestry that includes moments of triumph, lessons of perseverance, and revelations of my glory that will leave you awestruck. The days ahead will hold both laughter and tears, but through it all, I will remain the steady constant, a living wellspring of hope that never runs dry. I call you to approach the future not with trepidation but with boldness, grounded in the certainty that my goodness is not a fleeting sentiment, but a covenant promise backed by the power of heaven. Embrace this assurance and let it embolden you to dream bigger, love wider, and serve more passionately than ever before. Anticipate my miracles, for they will manifest when your heart leans into me with unwavering trust. Let this entire message serve as a clarion call to deeper faith, urging you not merely to receive these words, but to live them out in practical daily acts of trust and obedience. My desire is not limited to the transformation of your personal life. I envision a global impact through each willing heart, a ripple effect of compassion, hope, and integrity that extends my kingdom's reach. Stand among those who say yes to my commission, who refuse to be satisfied with shallow religion, and who yearn to be conduits of my grace in a world that aches for true love. From the simplest kindness to the loftiest aspiration, know that I am the empowering force behind your every move, turning ordinary steps into sacred journeys. Rise each day with the conviction that you and I walk hand in hand, orchestrating a beautiful testimony of divine human partnership. Now, my beloved, lift your head high and let your spirit take flight on the wings of faith. You are not bound by yesterday's limits or confined by the borders others have drawn around you. In me, you find liberation from every shackle of fear, guilt, and condemnation, released into the vast expanse of my infinite possibilities. The enemy may roar, but my voice resonates louder, declaring you victorious and naming you my own. Take to heart these final words. My love for you is a fixed eternal constant. My blessing upon you is abundant, and your future in my hands is radiant with promise. Rest in these truths and carry them forward as you venture into each new day, assured that the very best is yet to come, and that nothing can thwart the plans I have so carefully laid out for you. Walk on in confidence and joy, for I am with you always, faithful until the end of time and beyond.